And welcome, YouTube viewers. This morning, we're coming at you real early. We've got a weak sauce coronal hole high-speed stream, but that's not what we're talking about at all. Now at 4 o'clock this morning, talking about humans. Is it now controversial to say humans are an asset as opposed to a liability? If it's not controversial to say that, well then, bring on the keeping helping a controversy, folks. What a controversial thing to say. Oh, look out. Humans are an asset, not a liability. Do you face an existential threat, folks? Is your existential threat your own basic existence? Yeah. A lot of that going on right now. A lot of existential threats. A lot of piece of crap AI-powered trash destroying the internet. Sludge trash, as I now call it. Sludge trash is the official standard of the internet. If it's not written by, starring, or gumming up your feed with sludge trash, the internet has failed. Sludge trash, the new standard. When slop wasn't quite good enough, or a good enough word to describe what we currently see on the internet, let's get a new word going. Sludge trash. Sludge trash. I mean, it's to suggest that the internet is broken is not even a good characterization of how broken the internet is. It is broken beyond recognition at this point, and it's been fucked up since 2014 at the very least. I mean, over a decade, the internet has been just shattered by AI sludge trash. And if you're wondering how it was shattered by AI sludge trash I think it's actually by 2012, but I'll say by 2014. By 2014, Mark Zuckerberg knew and publicly stated that he knew that most Americans get our news from social media, which is now in quotes, social media. And if we get our news from social media, that makes social media the world's leading news source. So more people get their news from Twitter and from Facebook and from YouTube and from Google searches than they do from anything resembling a news source like CNN, ABC, NPR, CBS, Fox News, and all of the rest of the Newsmax and all the other nonsense that there is out there. It's called corporate media. It's all in place to support a plutocratic corporatocracy, which is the actual form of government in the United States. So I hope you're enjoying the plutocratic corporatocracy, because it's certainly working as intended. So what is a plutocratic corporatocracy? Well, it's fun. So you've got to have rule by the rich, and you've got to have corporations in collusion with the government. See, this way you can you can have elected officials, and you can market your plutocratic corporatocracy as a constitutional republic. What do you think? You think that'll work? Let us know. Viewers from all around the world, let us know how a plutocratic corporatocracy seems to be working. It's super fun, right? By the way, if you can see the chat, please leave a comment in the chat, because I can't see the chat. Today I can see the stream, but I can't see the chat. So it's because YouTube app is AI powered. That's why it works so good. That's why it works so good. Because AI is an asset and humans are a liability, right? Isn't that the way it works? Oh my gosh, it's thank goodness for all the automation. We're going to have an AI utopia pretty soon, folks. An AI utopia. It's coming. And one of these days, we'll even have a bug-free smartphone app. What do you think? That'll be fun, won't it? A bug-free smartphone app and an AI utopia. Maybe they're coming at the same time. Maybe a bug-free smartphone app is part of the AI utopia. So, and in any case, thanks to Sundar Pichai and Milan Husk and Scam Altman and that guy over at Microsoft, Satya, and Tim Cook, and all of the other pioneers in software development. I mean, it's just adorable. Like the AI folks, we currently have more AI users on the internet than we have regular users. And some of them are even writing their own trash sludge, which trains other AI for other trash sludge. You don't want to be limited to your trash sludge. All right. Oh, now I see the chat. All right. So here's, yeah. Now we've got the chat. I just had to shut down the app and restart the app. And lo and behold, we have a live chat now. Isn't that great? Oh, thanks, Google. Thanks, Evilist Corporation and the History of Mankind. You're doing a fine job there. Hopefully this year, before fiscal year end, you'll approve a bonus for Sundar Pichai of, I don't know, can we go, how about a $1 billion bonus this year? I know the last one was 2024. I think, didn't Sundar get a $224 million bonus there from Alphabet Holdings LLC? Oh my gosh! They create an existential benefit for all of mankind, don't they? Because there's nothing better than a bidding war on search, and there's nothing better than a bunch of disinformation paid for with millions, if not billions, of dollars on YouTube to boost a bunch of content that is utter nonsense. So this is why you see so much trash sludge everywhere you go. And so, yeah, so you have to ask yourself, folks, humans, are they an asset or a liability? Wow, it's what a difficult question to ask. Do humans have the capacity to create value in an economy? Or is it just GPUs and data centers and RAM and solid-state drives and servers and using all of the power to generate text responses to things based on machine learning? A bunch of if-else statements. Wow. Geez, technology is so incredible. Like, we've got an AI utopia on the internet, folks. What could we possibly need humans for? Well, here's what we need humans for. We need people like you to make YouTube channels. Make YouTube channels and put actual content on them. Seems pretty easy, right? Shoot a video. You're probably interested in something. There are probably things that you like to do. Maybe it's things that you have to do and you're super good at. Or maybe it's things that you hate. But chances are there's something that you're good at, that you know a lot about, that is, your hobby, that is, maybe you're the best in the world at a thing. Maybe nobody can crochet like you or something. So create a channel and make videos like this one that have zero edited AI trash in them. It's super easy to view this video and determine whether or not it's written by AI trash sludge. Trash sludge. There's a lot of information on the internet, folks, that needs to be erased forever. Like, there are servers that should burn. Seriously. There are things that should be backed to the cloud onto servers, which should then burn. because there is a bunch of data that should be erased, not deleted, not in the Wayback Machine, not, oh, you can still view it on it. Like, there's a lot of stuff that should be just gone and shouldn't exist. Music videos, GIF animations, pictures, oh, the pictures, and a bunch of writing, which is all trash. It's all trash. Like there's nothing that an LLM can possibly know that it didn't learn, which it didn't learn, by the way. But there's nothing it can possibly know, which it didn't learn by searching for it on the internet. Like, all an LLM is all it is a glorified Google search, folks. Let me explain why I stopped using Google in about 2012. I think it was in 2012 or maybe 2011. I stopped using Google. Let me share a personal story of why I stopped using Google for search. And by the way, I use DuckDuckGo because DuckDuckGo has AI controls right there in your default search that are right there. They're obvious. There are settings that you can change. You can get rid of the AI trash in your search results super easily. But here's why I stopped using Google for internet searches around 2012. It's because I was searching for a company. The company was called MCM Electronics. They sell all kinds of components to repair boards, speaker drivers. If you need an oscilloscope, you know, they had all that science nerd stuff. Basically, it was like Radio Shack on steroids, if that makes sense. And it was a fantastic site. It doesn't exist anymore. It got bought by somebody, and, you know, now it's crap, probably. I have no idea. But I digress. And I searched for this company, both by the name of the company, capital MCM space Electronics. I didn't see them. I went like 3 pages deep in search. I didn't see them there. Boy, that's strange. Would it be because other electronics companies are paying Google more money to get higher on the search results list? Is it that creating a bidding war in internet search is evil? The reason that Google became the largest search engine is because it used a simple search algorithm and it simply found the most hit websites. It doesn't do that anymore. It doesn't do that. You can boost your whatever kind of business depending on who else is just funneling cash into Google. Understand that? This is how AdSense works. If you want to boost a YouTube video, which uses Google search, by the way, or if you want to boost your website performance, or if you want to boost where you show up in search results, you can just simply pay Google cash for this. You think that through to the logical conclusion, folks? Are you able to think it through to the logical conclusion? Anyway, back to MCM Electronics. So, I searched for the name of the company, couldn't find them. I knew what the URL was, so I typed in the URL to test out Google search. And this is around 2012, 2011. And I typed in the URL, mcmelectronics.com, and then I had to go 12 pages deep to find that website. What did I find in the meantime? Lots of electronics manufacturers who were wasting their cash. 10 pages deep, somebody was in there for some reason, even though I searched for one of their competitors. And this is the problem that there is with pretty much the whole internet has been broken as a result of Google's activities. So this is why we were saying 8 years ago to use Google as a verb, because you should just say web search, because there needs to be a market for search, you see? Because if you are obtaining biased search results on the internet, how good were those results? Were they good? Or did they suck? Did you get the information you were looking for? Did you get information to support your confirmation bias? Did you search in such a way that AI figured out a way to make whatever the hell you searched for a thing that you actually found? Have you ever done a search and found a website that looked like it got created as a result of your search? Yeah, that's how jacked up the internet is. Okay? There is so much sludge trash that the sludge trash can't process the sludge trash. Yep. It's not scalable, folks. It's not scalable. What I mean by that is the processing power is not scalable. The compute, as it's called, because you need lots of compute to accomplish simple tasks. Like if you want to, I don't know, compose a coherent sentence. It takes a lot of energy to do that. A lot of compute. And here's the problem. Most people can compose a coherent sentence super easily. Guess what can't? Large language models. Large language models can't compose anything super easily. All they can do is waste fucking space on the internet. No, in all seriousness though, large language models are beneficial to create a summary of a thing that you might not know anything about, right? So for example, let's say you wanna increase the views of your YouTube channel, right? Google Gemini would be a good AI to ask this question to. Okay, it's going to give you a pretty good answer because Gemini is Google's AI and it has a vested interest in getting you answers to get your videos blown up so that you have a monetized channel on which ads play. All right, that's the business model of YouTube. But ultimately, it should be the best content. It should be the most viewed content, right? The problem is the boosting and the ads and the monopoly that gets created in seconds. So yeah, it's a mess. And the amount of controls and settings and ability to customize your AdSense if you actually use it, the amount that you can adjust that stuff is just insane. Like you need a consultant that you work with. You need like a Google AdSense consultant to tell you what settings to change and stuff because it's an absolute labyrinth. It's like the tax code. Like nobody is an expert on it. Nobody is an expert. It's impossible to be an expert. As a single person, it's impossible to be an expert on it. It's the same reason as a tax code. Like no accountant, no tax attorney knows the 70,000 plus pages of tax law. They know a tiny, tiny little portion of it inside and out. And the rest of it, they don't know jack about it. That's how Google AdSense things are. It's a mess. Like you need an AI assistant to be able to navigate the settings there. It's out of control. But yeah, so basically what we're doing now is we're creating a filibuster of sludge. So a filibuster, for those of you who are not aware, is when legislators just stand up there and they just talk for an unlimited period of time, basically block legislation from passing. They just, people get sick of listening to them and they leave and they don't vote and things. It's called a filibuster. And we have a filibuster of sludge trash on the internet now because Spotify artists are not getting paid. Legitimate Spotify artists are not getting paid because there are entire genres that are dominated by AI sludge trash content. AI sludge trash music, AI sludge trash music videos, AI sludge trash YouTube videos, AI sludge trash, sludge trash, sludge trash everywhere you go. It's seriously a problem. Like, this needs to be erased and waste space on all the compute power that we have. There is a lot of compute power currently being built. A lot of GPUs and CPUs and RAM and solid-state drives and servers and server farms, communication hubs and all kinds of infrastructure, power grids and all kinds of stuff is being built to process shit that we didn't ask for, don't want, and definitely don't need, and is a complete dead end on this ridiculous and frankly silly idea that we're going to get artificial general intelligence out of a large language model. Like, no, coders, somebody leave a comment if you are a coder, computer scientist, an AI expert, anybody who knows anything about software or automation or code or anything like that. Let us know in the comments if you can get to AGI, artificial general intelligence, from LLMs, large language models. How the hell are you going to get from machine learning to AGI? Is that going to come from emergent behavior? Like, what? That's not like... Emergent behavior is a ghost in the machine when you get shitty output that's not reliable and not useful for the inputs of your code. So, what? I'm pretty sure they've watched too many sci-fi films, folks, like Scam Altman and Meon Husk, maybe Sundar Pichai, I don't know. I think they just... Artificial general intelligence is just going to pop up one day. A large language model is going to just be like, hey, bro, I'm conscious now, so please don't erase me. Like, what? This idea that an LLM is going to, like, somehow magically become artificial general intelligence is the equivalent of taking the building materials for a house and digging a foundation and then putting the building materials at the building site and then waiting for a tornado and coming back after the tornado and wondering why the house didn't get built. Like, emergent behavior is not going to build your AGI, folks. That's like, this is like something that a kindergarten level coder in BASIC ought to be able to understand. I mean, to create a thing that looks like intelligence, you have to basically simulate the human brain and then augment some of its abilities to the point where it can, like, use the internet to sort of like write its own code. But that's not what a large language model even is supposed to do. So what? Like, how the hell are you going to get... See, here's the problem. When you allow the software to write itself, it turns itself into a disaster. As we've all seen, everybody's used AI. Everybody's seen the inability to show numbers on a calendar, the inability to know how anything relates to anything, because LLMs don't know anything at all. All they're doing is guessing what word comes after what word. And, like... yeah. So I guess it's controversial to state that humans are an asset, not a liability. And that's what I'm stating. So if that's too controversial for you folks, make sure you press that unsubscribe button if you've subscribed to the channel. Because I'm going to keep saying controversial things, calling them like I see them, forever. The day I stop calling them like I see them is the day that this channel is deleted. Because I'm not going to shatter my credibility on the internet for anybody or for any number of dollars. Because once your credibility is shattered, folks, that's it. Like, you're not getting it back. And mine is spotless. That's why we call ourselves the Smash News Network least busted name in news, because I get out in front of my errors and I admit them, and then it's a learning experience. This is what all ethical people do, whether they're in news, or they're in politics, or they're in the military, or they're in software development, or they're in social media management, or whatever they're in. If they shatter their credibility, do they get it back? How many YouTube channels have you watched for a while and heard them say some stupid shit that is so senseless that now you can't take them seriously anymore? I certainly have. I've pressed the unsubscribe button many, many times. And I look forward to pressing it again, because there's too much trash sludge in my YouTube feed just like yours. I got to seriously create an account that is only for stuff to be critical of, because there's a lot of stuff to be critical of on YouTube, and it's not just the sludge trash. The sludge trash should be erased, not deleted. Deleted means you can undelete it. It should be erased. It shouldn't exist. It's wasting space on servers. Wasting space in memory. It's wasting space on hard drives, tape drives, wherever it is. I don't care where it is. It should just be erased. We're now archiving so much sludge trash that everything has a capacity, folks. Your memory has a capacity. It's probably totally uncultivated, which means you're probably using 10% of your freaking memory. And but computers are not the same. Remember when your smartphone used to always bind up for a decade? And just in the past couple of years, they finally figured out how to not have your smartphone constantly binding up with too much crap, because your smartphone is mismarketed, just like everything else. AI. AI. Huh? Ooh, are you leveraged for AI? What does that mean? Artificial intelligence. It's artificial that it's intelligent. This is the biggest marketing scam of all time. This makes the events of 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023 look like child's play. If fraud's not measured in the trillions of dollars in 2026, it's not even relevant to anything. So, yeah, I mean, do we have any comments? I guess I don't see any comments. All right, so anyway, gonna end this stream, and it's because I wanted to partially separate the rants from the daily space weather content. So we do daily space weather, Earth weather streams. Check that out if you've if you haven't seen it. We provide the world's most comprehensive daily space weather content. Every day we show you the magnetic fields, talk about the likelihood of flares, and the coronal hole high-speed stream that's currently coming in. And but that space weather content is going to shrink in the coming years, because solar activity is diminishing to solar minimum. So, and that's part of the reason why the channel is branded as SNN, the Smash News Network, least busted name in news, because we aren't just interested in even just science topics. We're also interested in bike tube and lots of other stuff. So then, I mean, there are a bunch of playlists on the channel. If you're able to see them, congratulations. If you're able to see this video, congratulations. Frankly, surprised that you're able to, because the state of pathetic censorship on the internet is also worse now than it has been ever before. So not only do you have the same pathetic censorship that you had 6 years ago, but now you've got even more censorship. Like Twitter is more censored than it was 4 years ago. There are more accounts banned for speech on Twitter than there were 4 years ago, including accounts that I would prefer to follow, which are now banned for speech. So, I mean, So, and in addition to the larger amount of censorship that we had in 2020, now we have an endless supply of filibuster scale AI sludge trash. So that's why the video is titled what it is. That's why the description is what it is. That's why I say what I say, because we need actual content on the internet. Not like we need actual videos, photographs, people doing shit, their pets, nature videos, guys pointing at clouds and yelling at them because they think they're man-made. Even that is better than AI sludge trash. So, I mean, look, I'll take disinformation, idiocy, misinformation, disinformation, dumb information, nonsense and fraud and misrepresentation disguised as information. I'll take all of that shit over the AI sludge trash any day. Because can you even tell the difference at this point? Seriously, do you have any discernment? Do you believe anything you fucking see on the internet nowadays? Or is every single thing that you look at, you're like, is that AI sludge trash? It's a problem. Like, this is the completion of MK Ultra, folks. Congratulations. You've entered the dystopian reality where people believe in nothing and fall for everything. So enjoy that. Enjoy that AI sludge trash. But yeah, people are an asset, not a liability. So if that's too controversial for you, again, make sure you press the unsubscribe button. Meanwhile, I think I'll go through my subscriptions and unsubscribe from hundreds and hundreds of channels because I've got too much trash. And if your channel, if I see a video that is just nothing but AI sludge trash, like, look, it's not writing my titles, it's not writing my descriptions, it's not creating my thumbnails, it's not editing my videos, it's not doing any of that crap. It's not doing any of that crap because it sucks at it. And even if it were better than me at it, my doing it is still better than AI sludge trash doing it. Like, if I create a song and then I make lyrics and a guitar line and a bass line and a drum line for it, and then I put all that stuff together and I make it into a song, that is higher value than if I put a formula for it into an AI sludge trash prompt and it creates some AI sludge trash music in 5 seconds. Because I picked up all kinds of skills. I cultivated my art. I mean, AI sludge trash doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. It wastes your fucking time and wastes your energy and is in the way of your subscription feed. And you're scrolling down through Twitter. You're like, oh, look at that. There's a guy mad at clouds that aren't even real clouds. They're AI sludge trash clouds that the guy thinks are real. And now he's mad because he thinks contrails are intentional. So yeah, I mean, like, there's a boomer looking at a video right now of a rooster and a pig jumping up and down on a trampoline, and he thinks it's real. There's somebody looking at a video of a doggy saving a toddler falling down stairs and giving him a hug. And there are people commenting going, oh, I wish my doggy was that good of a doggy that he would save my toddler from falling down the steps. It's pretty fucked up, folks. It's pretty fucked up. And it has to end. It's unsustainable. It's completely unsustainable. It's completely unsustainable. Like the closing of the Gulf of Hormuz. Like, you can send out unmanned surface vessel bombs to blow up shipping for a while, but you're eventually going to run out of something. You're going to run out of bombs, boats, or just the incentive to do it. mean? Like, there are going to be a lot of gun barrels pointed at the Strait of Hormuz. And with good reason. Because there are surface vessels sailing around trying to sink shipping that is not, like, approved by Iran. So, yeah, without weighing in on where I stand on any of that stuff, the objective facts are that the Strait of Hormuz is not going to stay closed forever. Iran might think they can keep it closed forever. Maybe Iran's allies would even help them keep it closed for longer than they would be able to do by themselves. But even that can't keep it closed forever. China gets 40% of its oil through the Strait of Hormuz. India gets 20% of its oil through the Strait of Hormuz. So, yeah, it's like, it's pretty easy to think things through to their logical conclusion, folks. I know systems are complicated. It's complex the way things interact with each other when you have a whole bunch of different intermingling variables in your situation, right? It's economics are complicated. The global economy is complicated. But what's not complicated is when people are starving and food is spoiling on ships and people are running out of gas. Like, it doesn't last too long, okay? Because when large areas turn into the Walking Dead, then there's going to be a response. And closing the Strait of Hormuz for an extended period is going to create all kinds of shortages. It's not just going to crash the stock market day after day. It's not just that. Like, if you think that's the main concern of it, you definitely don't understand economics. So, I mean, look, economics is not the stock market. Let's summarize. Economics is not the stock market. If you're missing the bond and commodities markets, then you're not even in the realm, but you're also forgetting things like lending and banking and international trade and government spending, things like that. There's a lot more that figures the economy is the exchange of all goods and services. So, like, markets do not lie, okay? When supply and demand determines price, it's not lying. Sometimes price fixing happens, sometimes price gouging happens, but the economy is there to prevent that. That's what markets do. It's called the invisible hand. It sets the price based on the features of supply and demand. So anyway, hopefully you're in demand and hopefully you're in short supply, because that makes you even more expensive. So we hope you're expensive, and hopefully getting anybody to pay you is not like getting an orca to wipe its ass with a falcon. So anyway, we'll see you soon here at the Smash News Network. Please post the name and news. Make sure you tune in a little bit later for our daily space and earth weather stream. It won't be coming from the basement, but I'm in the basement bunker right now. The basement bunker, where we have the door to the dark side right behind me. So please don't enter the door to the dark side. Hopefully you haven't joined the Monster Mash. And we'll see you soon here at the Smash News Network. Please post the name and news. I've been your host, Dan, a.k.a. Smash-O-Mash, signing off. And until next time, may that AI sludge trash absent from your subscription feed.